Association.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so 6:05, I think we can get started. We'll go through some items on the agenda and we'll move from there. We'll just share the screen. There we go. So thank you for us who are here today for today's August Diva meeting. It's August 12th today. For the agenda, we have quick introductions, EV hot topics, Q&A, and a little bit about the VINO EV incentive, as well as a presentation by the UC Davis EV Research Center grad student, Alessandro Selmoni. And then after that, we will break for discussion and any further EV show and tell if anyone brought their EV today. So we'll go through some introductions first. Hi everyone, I'm Brandon. I'm the coordinator for Cool Davis. Thank you for being here. I don't have an EV yet. I'm kind of interested in the Rivian R2 models. They seem pretty cool. But honestly, if I had to pick, I'd probably just get like a Nissan Leaf, especially with the EV tax credit.
Yes,
EV rebate.
2026 Nissan Leaf. They are very hard to find.
I heard, yeah.
I've been looking for 8 months now,
Mhm. So that's where my vision that. So anyway, anyone like to go next?
I can go next. Hi everyone, I'm Alessandro. I'm a undergraduate researcher at ITS, Institute of Transportation Studies, of UC Davis. I don't have an EV. I've actually never bought a car. So if
Curious choice of study, if you.
I've driven, I have my sister's car at the moment, but it's not an EV, unfortunately. I was encouraging her to get one, and I think when she was trying to get her car, she was looking at the Volkswagen. I forgot the name, but it was the Volkswagen EV.
What's the Volkswagen?
There's the ID.
Yeah, I think it's that one. That one looked pretty nice. So maybe in the future.
There are lots of great EVs out there.
Awesome, thank you, Alessandro. Anyone else like that?
I want to say that I'm Robert, and I was at the very first DEVA meeting. Which
And the
was
rest was
that?
history.
I think
What back?
Yeah.
We'd have to ask Chris.
Yeah, I showed up.
Who didn't show up this evening?
She is taking a well-earned vacation right
Oh,
now.
good for her.
Good for her.
But she'll be back on Tuesday.
So that explains why John isn't here either.
Yes, yeah. But
I am Barbara, the other half of Barbara and Robert. And we own a 10-year-old Nissan Leaf, which is sitting out there in the parking lot when Brandon said, well, after the meeting, if there are any cool EVs to look at. And I'm thinking, probably not. Marvelous car. We do 90% of our driving in it and has been virtually maintenance free. Most years we get the tires rotated, that's it. We plug it into our garage, our solar panels make power for it. It's just a wonderful setup.
And it just always works.
Yeah, and I realize that that's not how it works for everybody. People in multi-unit housing or whose homes are older and the electric panels don't support charging. But for us, everything just fell into place.
Yep.
It's Johan.
oh, cool. Yeah, here.
And his puppy.
So his dog, his doggy, yeah.
And we went to get.
Hello.
Welcome. Please have a seat.
Yes, I see not too many people.
So we're glad you're here. Well, we're always.
Don't say so.
We are
I am always
always
troublemaker.
Okay, cuz come get over here and make trouble.
Don't we have space today?
Ah,
May I ask, is there anybody who would like to have a classical Coke?
I'm
I'm fine.
all,
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank
we're
you.
okay.
You're okay, then that's good.
No,
Then I don't have to walk.
We were just going through introductions, actually. As far, did you have anything else you want to
Oh,
say?
I was just gonna say, we're trying to buy the new Leaf, which has, 3 times the range of our old Leaf. And is a really cool car. Got all kinds of nice features, not fancy at all, but good safety features, good internet connectivity. So
Mhm.
the minute we can find one, we'll snap it up.
Let me know when you do.
You can have the next one.
All right.
you arrived and.
Yeah, let him drive, let him drive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can't remember what the introduction was supposed to be. I'm Sarah. I've been to, I think it's the third meeting I've been to, second or third, I can't remember. And I do have an EV. I have a Bolt. Her name is Sky because she is light blue. She is in the parking lot. She is not very clean, and I apologize for that.
Great, thanks, sir.
But she's clean in that she doesn't, there's no tailpipe smoke.
Yes,
That is true.
it's clean, but she's also not.
And
She could be tidier on the inside.
are you interested in EVs in general or?
Well, I really want to get a second car. I really want a RAV4. I think they have an all electric one, but I would honestly like the hybrid just so I don't have to worry about the range and going to exciting places.
We have a neighbor and friend who has the hybrid RAV4, and she thinks it's the best car ever invented. So.
Yeah, I've had a chance to drive as a passenger in it quite a few times. So I'm like, okay, I'm sold. Eventually, we'll get there again. Yeah.
Do you have any idea how much cleaning contributes to saving energy?
Cleaning.
Yes, the cleaning of the car. When I was young, I always thought about that, and I heard about that.
You mean they're slipperier when they're clean?
When you clean, it should be less friction, and basically.
Yeah.
But I've never heard a figure about it.
Oh.
So then cleaning where's the dirt going? It's going somewhere, so it has to be cleaned again. So we are endless cleaning, and never the question is asked whether it's better not to clean than to clean.
Well, it's amazing how you come up with interesting questions.
Yes.
I had more of that.
Troublesome.
Yes,
As you
I
say.
think you think too much.
Would you like to introduce yourself, Johan?
Oh, it's very difficult to introduce myself because I just made a new name card for 27.
Maybe briefly,
Pardon?
maybe a brief introduction then.
Introduction is, does anybody know whether there is software to monitor what equipment you are using inside the house?
Oh.
Google Nest.
You mean
There is-
isolated to pieces of,
Like the
Let me
refrigerator.
say, I make my coffee in the morning and I want
How
to.
much did that make? Or how much
Exactly.
electricity did that take?
So, and I have my equipment running that can monitor individual equipment via fuses that up to 17 amp, monitor the amperage, monitor volt, frequency, and what else? The power factor.
Yeah, so you have the answer to your question.
I can program it now myself, but
Yes.
I'm looking for that since, let's say, end of the 90s for such a solution. And everybody tells about the nice software that exists to monitor your energy consumption. But it doesn't say anything about how you use your equipment. And I'm thinking about programming that. That's basically, that keeps my mind now busy.
See,
Thank you for that thought.
yeah, interesting.
Yes, introducing myself, nobody can still tell me how to do a good and better job, how we measure better.
Yes.
So to the hell with people like me. What they're doing.
Well, at least you know what you don't know.
That we don't know.
No one ever knows what they don't know.
Okay, well, he knows some questions.
Oh, the cards on the printing is not very good, but otherwise they can have a look at my card. You have
Is it a new one?
that's the new one that I'm developing.
Cool, thank you.
And any bad feedback is welcome.
All right, we have one more person. Stephanie, would you like to give a brief introduction, say hi? Before we get started, or move on to the next portion? Looks like you just unmuted and then muted yourself again.
Sorry. Hi, this is Stephanie and my husband Roy. And we came to the Central Park and looked at a bunch of different EVs, and we're on your distribution list. We have one hybrid car, one ancient 2011 Honda Fit that we're looking to replace, and we're considering different options with the idea of hopefully replacing that car with an EV in the not too distant future.
It's great. Thank you for being here, Stephanie. Good to have you. Interesting and timely segue to that is the Ride Cool Transportation and EVs at Pavilion will be on September 27th from 11 to 2:30. So if you are in town late September, please come check it out. Hey,
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity too.
We'll be sending more info out about this right now. We are currently have Valley Energy that will be there on site, and potentially the California Air Resources Board as well, just to get started, as well as several EVs, some Teslas, Volvos, Formula One, the UCD Formula One racing team will also be there. So I'm still taking in more partners in EVs, but it's shaping up to be a pretty good event so far. So keep your ears tuned out for that.
Are we gonna have dealers doing ride and drive?
I'm also feeling that as well. Coordinating with dealers is kind of fickle because
Yeah.
they might have, be busy that day
Yeah.
on the sales floor. So we'll see. But yeah, we have one more person that has arrived. Kevin, do you want to say a brief hi and introduction?
Sure. Hey, I'm Kevin Hanks, and I've been associated with you guys for a number of years now. I've got an electric Hyundai that I really enjoy. I've had it for about a year now. It's an Ioniq 5. And before that, I've had a Chevy Volt. Volt. And I really enjoyed driving the PHEV for a number of years. That worked out for me. Very economical to get to and from work. But now, yeah, I really like the electric car that I've got now. But I'm trying to electrify my home too, slow but sure. So I've got solar panels on the house. I've recently installed even more LED lighting in my house. So I've got just about 100% LEDs, not quite. I think we still have a couple more panels to go. But we're getting there.
Cool.
Yep.
Thanks, Kevin.
I have just bought an easy one to connect solar panels that you have on your balcony straight to the grid in the home.
Those are supposed to be popular in Europe.
It said yes. You notice that it's coming from Europe, but now it's available on the market over here. Costs around $350, and I hope soon to be able to report on that.
That's not too bad of a price.
It's I think they're calling them balcony solar because people who live in high-rise apartments can put these, if they have a balcony, they can put them out there and be generating power, whereas your average apartment dweller couldn't do that.
Very cool.
Cool.
Okay, so thank you once again. We're gonna move on to the EV Hot Topics Q&A and the a new California EV rebate. So hopping into that. For anyone that hasn't heard, it's been through several channels, including NPR. That California is now launched a My First EV program, which is offering point of sale, basically, point of sale price deductions essentially on new and used EVs, up to a $50,000 base trim. So as long as the base trim is under $50,000, you can qualify. That might exclude a Rivian, and one or two other dealers. But essentially, this funding has been split evenly between all of the US-based EV manufacturers. And so if this program is taken advantage of and has a lot of interest, funds are expected to be exhausted by mid next year. So if you're in the market, you can get $3,500 off a new EV or $1,750 off of a used EV.
If it's your first purchase.
If it's your
If
first
your
EV,
purchase,
yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, that's the requirement. It has to be your first EV.
First EV purchase, yeah.
Okay, okay. That
But
makes
not,
sense.
not per family, per person.
Oh,
So, for example, I am the registered owner of REV.
wow.
And so somebody else in my family who
Yeah.
had never bought one before could take advantage.
Oh, nice, nice.
So,
Great.
yeah, it's a great program. Glad to see, some state funds being used towards this.
Yeah,
And, I'm sure, it's a common statistic, but the majority of greenhouse gas emissions come from on-road vehicles.
Mhm.
Special car manufactured headquartered in CA, so we're being qualified. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for that, Dahlia. Dahlia says that there's a special carve out for manufactured headquartered in CA, so Rivian is qualified for that.
Oh, good.
you're in luck.
Yeah,
That's perfect. That's good.
awesome. So, if you want more information, here's the website URLs up here. I will put it in the chat.
Are there income requirements associated with that $3,500 rebate?
I don't think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, amazingly,
Yeah, yeah, that's surprising.
because usually they're means tested.
Right, right.
It looks like it says low income consumers remain fully eligible for this incentive. And you
But-
can read that here.
But I don't think it's restricted to them.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Used EVs, well, it's also expands to used electric vehicles as well, so, feature in the program.
Nice.
Yeah.
So here's an interesting question. I own our EV. Robert has never owned an EV, even though we essentially co-owned it. But he's never had title to one.
Mm.
So he would qualify for this, but he no longer has a valid driver license for medical reasons. And so I posed this question to some of the SAC EV people. Can you purchase a vehicle if you do not have a valid driver license? And so far, nobody's been able to.
Well, nobody's asked, I bought some cars, but I don't remember being asked for my driver's license when I bought a car.
Oh, well, you probably drove there to buy the car, so, but, there are insurance implications too.
Yeah.
If you couldn't legally own the car, you couldn't insure it. So, anybody have a clue about that? It's kind of an odd case, I
A little
think.
bit technical. I can't give you any information on that at this time.
I asked Guy Hall and he said, I don't know, ask Mark Williams. So I asked Mark Williams and he didn't know. So maybe my insurance agent would be a good place to start.
I mean, I guess in terms of like, if you had your own, private chauffeur, you could purchase the vehicle for your own needs, but the chauffeur would drive it. That's like a real world scenario,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I like that argument.
I mean, it's a, you know, it's a practical application, so that's the best that's the best I can answer that.
Yeah.
You know what, actually, the more you talk about it, the more I'm thinking about it. So a friend of mine, years and years ago, had his son buy an automobile out of state. Then they brought the car in state, and the son sold it to the dad, right, for tax purposes. But the son purchased the vehicle when he was something like 15 years old. So he didn't have a driver's license. So I don't think you have to have a driver's license to buy a car.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Who would sell a car to a 15-year-old?
Somebody who really, really wanted to sell a car.
Anybody who wanted the commission.
Exactly. If the 15-year-old shows up with $50,000,
Salesperson.
He's a drug dealer.
So yeah, great program, is available now if you're in the market. This, this portion of the agenda is also for Q&A, so if anyone has any questions pertaining to EVs, now's a good time to ask. Some of us here may be able to answer some questions, if there are any. Any hot topics you want to bring up?
Yeah, I have a question. Have any of you had experience with buying a car from some distance away? Like the Leaf, the new Leaf is so hard to find. I'm not probably going to be able to find it in Davis or Sacramento or Vacaville or even Fairfield. So might have to go to the Bay Area or Central California somewhere. And is that feasible? Is that I've never bought a car except from a local dealer and had it serviced locally at that dealer. So
I've done that. I've done that before. When I bought my Chevy Bolt, the only dealership that had the car with accessories that I wanted was in Southern California. It's like Riverside, something like that. So I test drove comparable cars up here in our area and knew that that was a car that I wanted to buy. And so I conversed with them just over the internet. But then I had a business trip that led me down there. And so I was able to actually go to the dealership, test drive the car, but then fly home. But I transacted that through the mails basically. And then the dealership shipped the car to me in Davis.
Wow.
Yeah. So you can easily do that.
Interesting. And then you just had it serviced locally here. And that was the Volt.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the Volt.
Because you know, a lot of maybe it's different now, but 10 years ago when we bought our Leaf, lots of car dealers were very uninformed about EVs. But maybe it's better now.
I think it's a lot better now. It's a lot better now. Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you, Kevin. That's I wasn't thinking quite that far away, but you know, I thought maybe Modesto, but or the Bay Area.
I could see Bay Area being a big market for EVs. I think a lot of the self-driving cars I've seen out there are EVs already. So
yeah. And kind of follow to that. Has anyone ever the idea? I would rather have 5 root canals than deal with buying a new car. You know, I'm not a good negotiator. I hate that whole scene. Has anybody ever used a broker? There are people who will, for a fee, negotiate a deal for you.
Never done that.
I found one in the Bay Area that had good reviews. But
are you a Costco member? Because
yes.
They
That's
actually
how we got our Leaf was through Costco.
Yeah, so I think you can get really competitive prices through the Costco program. I think that works out pretty well.
May not be very local, but that wouldn't matter either if it
Yeah.
was, okay.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
test drove the Volt before you actually went down and test drove your real one,
Yeah.
did you go to some dealer and pretend you wanted to buy
Oh.
that dealer's Volt? I'm wondering how you.
Yeah, I test drove them up here,
Uh,
just to see whether or not I like the car, and I really like the car.
But you didn't
Yeah.
tell them that
You
you were.
didn't tell
No,
them
I
you
didn't.
weren't gonna
Well,
buy
well,
it.
I asked them if they could get it.
Oh,
Because I wanted a white car, but see what I want. I like a car with a lot of accessories for safety and things like that, but I don't like leather. I do not
Oh,
like
so
leather.
you
And you,
didn't-
so it
didn't
depends
want
on
any of the
line.
Yeah, that
premium.
makes it, that makes,
Yeah.
yeah.
I wanted a cloth interior, but I wanted all the safety,
Yeah.
accessories, and there was only one in California.
Wow.
There was one in California.
That's
Wow.
interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm starting to
Yeah.
feel like I shouldn't be so intimidated by the lack of leaves.
Wow.
Okay, there you go.
And I don't think you ought to be intimidated by the dealerships. And when I bought my Hyundai, I mean, it was last year, and that's when they had the $7,500 rebates.
Yeah,
And
those were the
Hyundai
days.
was just discounting the price of the car, $7,500 off sticker price. And I thought, that's a good deal. I'm good. I'm good with that. So that's what we did. Sticker price less than 7,500, and I was totally fine with whatever that difference was. Yeah. Yeah, but no haggling, nothing.
I don't
Nothing.
wanna haggle.
Yeah, no.
If you're buying a new EV and you're new or used and you're taking advantage of the program, you gotta make sure that
The dealer
they
is,
don't mark it up.
Yeah.
The amount. Who knows?
Yeah, and you can always find out the price of the car, right? You can determine what they paid for the car.
you can,
So, yeah,
how do
yeah,
you do that?
you can do that through like Edmunds or something like that.
Really?
Yeah,
Do you have
Yeah.
to know the VIN?
no,
And
just the model, basically.
the
So
trim.
you can, and then the trim, you can determine what their cost is. Yeah, you don't see what the dealer holdback is, which is, another profit incentive that the dealerships are getting, but that's okay. And you see basically what they're paying for the car.
Huh.
Huh,
Yeah.
why, Kevin,
Yeah.
you are a fount of information. How about that?
Awesome, there you go.
Okay, very good.
Any other questions before we move on?
I'll take care of
All right.
my next car buying.
Yeah. Great.
On your money.
You're the fearless negotiator. I know what you paid for that. The dealer blanches.
That's what I'd like to see.
Cowering dealer, yeah,
Thank you, Howard.
yeah.
Okay. Well, the next portion of our agenda will bring us to our presentation for today. Also, I'm sure.
Sweet, yeah, I can.
That's all it shows. Camera's there.
This one?
Yep, so it'll see you move it.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna reintroduce myself for people who came later. I'm Alessandro Selmoni. I'm an undergraduate researcher at UC Davis. I'm working with ITS, Institute of Transportation Studies,
Yeah.
and mainly focusing on EVs. So the topic I'm gonna talk about is energy losses while cars are idle, so parked.
Idle meaning powered off?
Yes, powered off.
Okay.
And
Wow.
well, I'll talk about it a bit more, but powered off, but also including certain settings that may be on, such as like AC
Yeah.
or other stuff. But basically, it's locked. The car is locked and it's parked. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about some of the inefficiencies that there can be. To give further background of the project. Okay, move on to the next slide. Okay, thank you. So the main reason we're looking at this is because there is this phenomenon called range anxiety.
Yes.
No kidding.
Yeah. I think a lot of times there can be even misconceptions that new car buyers don't want to get EVs because, especially if you're in rural areas, you might not get to your destination in time, and you might run out of charge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So getting that range value as high as possible is one of the top priorities for EV manufacturers.
Sure.
Additionally, for certain people who don't have at-home charging, EV ownership can be even more expensive because you have to resort to supercharging, which is the most expensive option. So yeah, we're really focusing on maximizing EV efficiency wherever possible and maximizing the knowledge about this. So moving on to the next slide. What we're going to talk about, idle energy consumption. So there's not really that much known. Tesla gives a vague estimate that about 1% of your battery is lost per day just when you park the car.
Per day.
Yeah, but it's an estimate basically. And this will obviously change as the battery capacities got bigger, and it will change for different vehicles. So we want to probably explore what those figures are going to be. And we also want to look at how they're going to change depending on additional features. So for Teslas, for example, there are security features such as sentry mode, which is like security cameras, and dog mode, so that your dog can stay in a good climate, cat mode, and other air conditioning features.
I thought for a minute you said cat mode.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Actually, someone told me that just like when I practiced it, just the way I said it.
What is cat mode? The
It's-
others make sense,
yeah.
but
I just learned about it recently. So Tesla has this feature that you can, I think it's people who are camping in their car and want to watch movies or look at the stars or something. They're going to be in the car and it's going to be locked, but they also want to have the AC running at a certain temperature. So you're saving some of the energy of having the car ready to run right away, but you're also have the AC running and the security features. So yeah, it's definitely more obscure as a not. I'd say not most EV vehicles probably don't have it, but yeah, that's true. Moving on to the next slide. So moving on to the next slide. Just in the past few weeks, to answer this question on how much energy do we lose, we have been conducting a quick study with a Model 3 Tesla. And I've been testing 4 different scenarios, those being low power mode, which is no settings on, sentry mode, security, the cabin overheat protection, which is the AC, and a combination of these just to see how much energy that will lose for each scenario.
Yeah.
And moving on to the next slide. As we expect, there's an increase in energy use as the temperature increases, even for sentry mode. Moving on to the next slide.
Are these your own measurements?
Yes.
Okay.
So far I've done like about 10 measurements per scenario. And this is influencing these results. 10 measurements excluding outliers, because sometimes there's outliers. And this has been done during this hot summer. So when I'm talking about the AC being on, that's at full blast when it's 100 degrees. So keep that in mind.
Sure.
So far, what we found is that when you have sentry mode active for the Model 3, you lose about 1 mile of range per hour.
Wow.
And this gets to about 3 miles of range per hour when you have the overheat protection active, and slightly more when you combine both. It's not equal the same amount as having sentry mode plus the AC because there's already an energy loss just by the car being on. And additionally, from what we found, when we have no settings on, we lose about 0.8 miles of range per day for the Model 3. So if we were going back to the Tesla figure of 1%, it'd be somewhat inaccurate because this car has a range of about 200 miles. So this is about 0.4% loss per day. But that is with no settings on. And we also looked at what this would equal for someone who's supercharging their car, just to quantify it. for non-EV users. And it's interesting that you can lose up to 40 cents an hour, even when driving, because you'll probably have this on most of the time when driving. You can lose up to 40 cents per hour of supercharging energy just by having all of your settings on.
Oh, good darn.
Oh, I have a question
Yeah.
about cabin overheat protection. Is it trying to protect the battery from getting too hot or the passengers from getting too hot?
Yeah. So it's probably a combination of both, but it's mainly the passenger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's mainly the passenger. And that's kind of, it's similar to dog mode, but at much higher temperatures. And I think it's mostly used for people who might be parking in the sun and then go somewhere. And then they know they're going back to their car, but they don't want to be boiling in it. So they'll go turn it on for 20 or so minutes. But yeah, moving on to the next slide. So why am I here today? We just want to kind of get the word out of this knowledge and this study we want to do. So what we want to do is measure the hourly energy consumption of different vehicles beyond just the one we have. So whether that is SUVs, trucks, and so on. For now, it's been limited to Tesla vehicles, but we want to expand across from that, obviously, and looking for volunteers to contribute data because we want to gather enough information so that then we can get funding to do a wider project and get properly accurate data. There should be one more slide.
You're looking for people to with other cars.
Yeah.
With
So
Teslas, though.
Only Tesla.
Well, at the moment, well, I'll talk about why, because we have a survey that people can quickly fill out. You can fill it out if you don't have a Tesla. There just might be some questions that you won't be able to fill if you have a non-Tesla vehicle. So for example, the main thing we ask is just a screenshot of your energy use, because the Tesla has an energy app on the touch screen, which looks like that screenshot.
Okay.
And that's why right now we've been doing Teslas. Because it will show us exactly, well, to the 1 decimal point, how much energy was used since you last drove it and which settings use the energy.
So you use the energy data from the car itself.
Yeah, exactly.
So you don't question those data.
Right. Well, it could be somewhat flawed, but the main reason so far is because anyone can have access to this. You don't need any special instructions for users. Anyone with Teslas in this example will have it. There definitely are other EVs that have this this kind of setting.
Yeah.
So anyone who does is definitely encouraged to complete the survey. But the instructions are kind of oriented towards Teslas. And there's a survey link later, but with instructions.
It's okay.
But the main point is you just get on with your day as usual. But then the next time you get into your car, note down what settings we're on, and then take a screenshot of your energy consumption, which Tesla has like a big touch screen in the middle of the car. And yeah, just upload that, and it might ask like where you parked, just to know if you're in the shade or not. But apart from that, it should take about a minute. So if you have EVs that do track energy use, or you know someone that does, let them know, because we have a survey link that can be in the next slide that can be shared to other DEVA participants. And there's a QR code as well if this survey doesn't work. But yeah, thank you, everyone.
Could I jump in real quick?
Yes, of course, Elia.
Yeah, so just to clarify on trusting Tesla's data. So part of what we're doing with this study is piloting this sort of data gathering, and we're trying to get enough to justify a fully funded research project. So this was a really small fellowship that Alessandro has started over the summer. And we're using this in conjunction with a lot of our other research to help build an argument that this is an important topic of study. And so this like starter data where, yes, we're trusting Tesla's self-reported data, will then be used to develop a more fully fleshed out study where we're able to actually measure the actual data flows in vehicles.
You might, I don't know if you've already been in touch with the Sacramento EVA.
Yeah,
But they've got lots of members and lots of Tesla drivers.
got it, okay. Yeah, that's also a reason we came to like ask if you guys know anyone.
Most of the time there are Teslas outside, so you could pick up the data and talk to the people directly.
That's true, yeah.
That I think would be much more important to start doing.
Yeah.
And it's for me the first time that I hear about this, which I would have wished already a few years ago.
Yeah.
So it's only what is the purpose of it?
That's a real bummer. So basically it means that in the summer, we're gonna lose range whether we like it or not.
Yeah.
Well,
Probably.
if you air condition,
But no, it sounds like, hi buddy. Just saw the dog down there, sorry. It sounds
oh,
like
it increases in warm weather anyway.
yeah.
And in extreme cold, so there's gonna be that sweet operating window. Unfortunately, Davis tends to have the extreme temperatures,
Yeah.
so you're probably not being that sweet spot that often. But yeah,
Is there an opportunity to install your own measurement that you can reproducibly use at different costs? So that you know how much power is going in and how much power is going out.
so are you saying like live data, so that we can see it in a
Live
moment?
data, yes, in more detail than what we can see.
Yeah, there definitely are third-party apps you can use, and they tend to be called APIs. And that it like calls onto the car every so often that you can set how often it's retrieving the data from the EV. We didn't go with that approach just because it would be a pain if we were asking for volunteers, or even if they weren't volunteers, but any participant to do that. Definitely would be probably more accurate than the car self-reported data. But yeah, there are.
Reproducibility is important.
Yeah.
Accuracy, we can,
Yeah.
if I see how much energy I put into the car compared to what I get out of the car, I have a lack of 10 to 15, sometimes 20%.
Yeah, that's true.
But nobody speaks about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you think that battery chemistry really is a factor in this too? Are there certain battery chemistries that you think will minimize the amount of that phantom energy loss?
I would imagine yes. I don't think I know enough about this to give like an informative answer, but I would imagine yes.
Yeah. Okay.
For sure, battery chemistry will have an impact.
We're putting this study out, pilot in the upcoming newsletter as well.
Thank you so much. Yeah. And if any of you guys hear about, for example, SAC EV or these kind of organizations.
Oh yeah, they would jump all over it. Is your email you could
Didn't
put
add
that in
email
the-
into the slides. Could do that.
I know Guy actually put out a blurb for your study in one of the SAC EV newsletters as well.
Yeah, I think you reached out to me about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I saw that in there, so.
Yeah.
But
I
if,
think that's where I heard about it. Because I edit the newsletter.
okay, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
So, okay, I was thinking, yeah, Car and Driver had an article about this, but no, was the SAC EV newsletter, so.
And I had a very funny experience when I had to change the cooling fluid and the brake fluid. After I had changed it, I made, instead of 4.3 miles per kilowatt hour, 4.6 miles per kilowatt hour.
That makes sense.
I still don't know why.
So as you said before, you talk about the friction that you can have.
I have no clue what it is, and nobody can tell me what, there must be maybe something in the cooling system,
Yeah.
or you don't know what is happening. But it was positive, not negative.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
Thank you for presenting, Alessandro. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
So the last part of our meeting today is discussion, maybe some EV show and tell. Today's a bit of a shorter meeting since we had one presenter, so assuming it's summertime, vacation time, probably.
I think their priorities are all screwed up. They'd rather go on vacation. Yeah, I'm quite disappointed in them, actually.
Yeah.
It's fine because the next event we'll be doing is EVs at Pavilion, the transportation fair next month, so end of next month. So you'll be hearing from me more if you're on the newsletters.
Yeah.
About the event and an updated list of vendors and EV displays.
Marvelous.
So yeah, if anyone-
For all that.
so yeah, it'll be fun.
It always is,
Yeah,
That's always a great time.
yeah.
That you can see all the different offerings. Yeah.
And usually the food's pretty good too. There's
Yeah.
free food for
oh
volunteers. Just
That's true. We don't have what Mark is Barbara.
yeah. Thanks, Stephanie. But yeah, that's gonna be it for our agenda today. If anyone has any more questions or discussion. feel free
If
to
we
jump
had
in.
a cool car, we'd invite everybody to come look at it. But
Maybe,
If anyone wants to see my Hyundai, they're welcome to look at it.
And
Or
it is a
you guys can see.
beautiful car.
Oh, thank you.
It really is nice.
Yeah.
It got,
Nice.
I can't remember if, I think it might have been Car and Driver did a write-up on the best EVs of the year, and the Ioniq 5 was among them.
It's great, yeah, it's been sweet so far,
Yeah,
yeah.
what a good thing.
And I understand the price point actually is less this year than it was last year. So it's more competitive today.
Because they
than it
brought
was
out
when
the ID.6
Um,
or Ioniq 6.
yeah, the Ioniq 6, they're not gonna sell in America, I guess. The
Oh,
Ioniq 6, they're in Canada and in Europe, but not here in America. Yeah,
I see.
but they're more competitive with the pricing for the Ioniq 5 now.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
Buy
So that's
another
good.
one.
I wanted another EV, a different one, because we've got an ICE automobile, another ICE automobile. But
Ah.
convincing my wife to get another battery operated car is hard. She's thinking more along the lines of a hybrid as opposed to another
I think the
EV.
hybrids are good too,
Yeah,
but in some
yeah.
ways. You get the worst of both worlds. You still have to have all of the moving parts that go with the combustion engine, but you also have the weight of the battery, so.
True.
But if you've got range anxiety, there's nothing like a hybrid.
Yeah, that's true, yeah. But the range anxiety is diminishing because, so many of these cars today get 300 or more.
Yeah.
Miles. So, if you're filling up or charging up before you go, you're good for a long distance.
I can even get to 300 miles,
Yeah.
although 240 is the range.
Wow. Oh,
You're a
really?
good driver.
I'm amazed what's happening. I still don't understand anything of the data. I'm driving in town now, 6 miles per kilowatt.
Wow, that's amazing. What do you drive?
The EV Bolt, 2019.
And have you cut a hole in the floor in you? Like.
Stand.
Yeah, like that's some stuff.
Not yet.
So here's an interesting
Yes, it's,
thing.
but I can say when I switch on the air cons, then I'm back to 2.3.
Yeah, sure.
So,
Yeah.
and that again, I don't understand.
Well, it takes energy.
Because it takes a lot of energy.
Yeah. And they're selling the Bolt now for 1 year. Did they commit to selling it just for 1 year and then they're going
I have
to
no
just stop?
idea. That's not, I don't care about that. I care about the
Yeah.
environment, and nobody can tell me how to do a good job
Yeah.
for the environment. So if nobody can tell.
Yeah.
So there's so many things that I listen to that, to my feeling, should be structured towards a goal. And there's no clear goal.
Yeah.
All electric cannot be the goal.
Yeah.
But all electric could be the best for anything and everything.
Yeah. We got a charger for the Ioniq 5. And so that's in our garage. It's a 220-volt charger. So we can charge the car in 4 hours or whatever. And so it's just
So
perfect.
wonderful.
And that's why I want to buy another electric vehicle.
Yeah.
Because I can just plug it in,
Yeah.
whichever car needs electricity, you know, we just plug it in and never go to a gas station again. I would love that. I love it.
Oh, we go to the gas station in our
Gas
EV
station.
to buy gas for our mower.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and you feel really smug. Anyway, I wanted
Why do we
to,
need an electric mower?
actually, we had when our property killed it with the,
It wasn't.
it's a long story, very sad. But I wanted to say something about range anxiety because I read an interesting article that had been put out by Recurrent, I think. Do you know who they are? They are interested in tracking how consumers feel about batteries and about how batteries perform. So you can sign up for their newsletters. It's really good. But I think it was them that put out this article, said range is no longer an issue for EV drivers. And that caught my attention because range is very much an issue for me. So I thought, what could they mean? And they said, since the inception of EVs, range and range anxiety have been a big deal and have discouraged a lot of people from getting EVs.
But the simple question would be, how much do you drive
Well,
every day?
the point they were going to make is, most EVs now can do on a single charge the amount of driving that your average person would do. But beyond that, you know, people would say, yes, but I want to take road trips in my EV. And they say the question to ask is not what is the range, but how fast does the battery charge? Because if you're on a road trip and it makes a difference if you have to stop for 20 minutes or you have to stop for 40 minutes. And so they said the advent of higher voltage chargers was really changing the whole discussion around range. And I found that very eye-opening.
Yeah, it's very true. Yeah.
They installed new chargers here in Davis. The Tesla did. They have the level 4. I don't think it went from level 3 to level 4, but their superchargers should be much faster now.
Are they the ones downtown by the bank?
Near Trader Joe's.
Oh, those are level 4s?
It went up by a level. I think level 2 is just the standard 220 volt.
Okay.
So I think it went level 3 to level 4.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, they're coming out with these much faster ones.
Yeah.
Maybe one should ask one day the question, do we need to be so fast?
It's handy, like what Barbara's saying, when you're traveling.
If
right?
you're on a road
Yeah,
trip,
on a road
because
trip.
I always thought, well, if we go on a road trip, I want really a lot of range, but
Mhm.
thinking about it, yeah. If you can, especially now that so many EVs can use the Tesla charging system. Because another anxiety was, will the chargers be working when I get there? And the Tesla's ones are more likely
And
to be
they're very
working.
common.
Who wanted to travel to Alaska with the EV?
Oh, Guy Hall.
Guy.
Yeah.
Really?
So
A long time ago.
Yeah.
Yes, that, yeah.
That's amazing.
No,
Good, because there are fewer and fewer chargers north of here.
Yeah.
Yes.
We went on a trip to Reading last year and I was a little concerned.
Just
too.
a Reading.
Yeah, just a Reading. But I found a supercharger there and I've only charged at Tesla superchargers. I've never gone anywhere else, so I don't have any
Yeah.
experience anywhere else. But
They have a special converter.
no, my car has the NACS.
A lot of them now are just built to use that charging standard.
Yeah, so it's really handy, and my charge is in about 18 minutes,
Yeah,
you
see,
know?
Do you remember?
so that's time for you to go use the restroom and buy a cold drink
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're ready to go.
Barbara, do you remember what Guy did? Cause didn't he like go to places where he knew they had certain kinds of equipment that would take
Guy told about somewhere, maybe Europe, somewhere where he charged at some farmer's house where he tapped power off the electrical service.
Oh,
I forget, yeah.
hold it.
well, he had
Very
some interesting stories.
Yeah, this was a long time ago and they were doing it just to prove you could, but nobody in his right mind
Would do this.
would do it, yeah.
But he wasn't.
No. No.
Well,
No. Maybe an electrical engineer or something, someone with knowledge.
yeah, and before they started off on this trip, they filled the trunk of the car with every kind of electrical connector they could think of.
That's right.
Yeah, not, I like your way better.
Yeah. Oh, that's something.
And I'll say that at the last DEVA meeting, Fabrizio Sarasani, one of our longtime members, gave a presentation on charging on vacation.
Yeah,
And one of the points about his presentation was that every charging service requires you to download their app to use the service.
Mhm.
Really annoying.
Yeah, actually, I think the level 4 charge for superchargers at the Tesla stations now make it so you don't have to do that. If you don't have a Tesla, there should be, I forget if I think you just tap your card and then it starts going.
there is some new charging service and I can't think of their name now.
EVgo.
It starts with an I.
Oh, man.
Anyway, you don't need an app. All you need is a credit card. That just makes sense.
Yeah.
Iona.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
it.
it's the name.
They just opened in Roseville, a big new charging service.
Really? Wow.
Or Rockland, one of those are towns.
Yeah. We went to the Yolo County Fair last weekend and we noticed that there were some charging ports in that parking lot just across the street from where the fair is located. Not one of them was available for use and they had tape over all of them. They had like 8 of them and they're all down.
They're closing it down.
Really?
That was an
Okay.
EVgo station and there were never, I very rarely saw anybody charging there.
Oh,
And yeah, they announced they're yanking it.
shame. That's a shame. That's a shame. But if it's not used,
Yeah,
yeah,
they thought it's right off the freeway. This would be a good spot
yeah.
somehow. I certainly never charged there, so.
Yeah. Do you know if at the level 4 Tesla superchargers that they've extended the length of the charge cable? Because they've talked about doing that too, because it's tough to get your car in to actually charge it at the Tesla stations because of that.
I'm not sure about that just because I haven't seen as many chargers, but
Yeah,
we have gone there a few times and
yeah.
it seems like pretty good lane.
Huh,
But
okay.
I don't think I have enough experience to compare it to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, yeah,
Hopefully it should be long enough.
yeah,
Like the
yeah.
very minimum.
Okay.
Say what you will, but I think Tesla's approach, to market share of, EVs and charging infrastructure has been, what's kept them, I think, at the top of the pile.
Mhm,
Sure,
mhm.
it's worked.
Right,
Yeah.
It's worked.
Yeah,
Walmart is opening its own charging station. And I think they haven't implemented them in all that many, but it's not somebody who wants to put chargers in the Walmart parking lot. Walmart itself is.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that would, increase the likelihood that they would be working. I mean, they're yours
Mhm.
and you're right there. And
Mhm.
so maybe pulling into a charging station and there aren't any working ones, maybe that's gonna be less common.
That's kind of that to me is a huge indicator, but I would assume that that Walmart's trying to capture more of the EV driver consumer market to go into their store.
Which
Yeah,
seemed a
right,
little weird
right.
to me because I wouldn't think Walmart typically attracted the EV crowd. It's not like going to Whole Foods where you
Yeah.
might expect, well,
Everybody loves it.
yeah,
That's true,
yeah.
that's true. Yeah,
But anyway, there are thousands, tens of thousands of these chargers are planned, so that would be great.
that's really good news.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
more the better.
they see a need, and
Yeah,
they probably done their homework.
yeah, yeah.
Well, actually, it's like, I mean, Walmart actually was one of the first adopters of like a whole bunch of sustainability initiatives and organic produce and all these other.
Really?
Yeah, they were.
I see.
Oh, I feel better about shopping there now.
Yeah, I wish they had better prices on walnuts, but that's not the only thing.
We're not growing walnuts in our area anymore because the price was decimated after
Yeah.
Trump put in his tariffs, right? We couldn't sell any abroad. And so you've got tens of thousands of these trees that are just being,
Yeah, they're pulling them out.
torn down. Wow.
They're actually reaching their age. There was a huge flux that was planted about 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
And so those are aging out now. And so you have the choice to
Plant new ones.
plant new ones or not. And there are a lot of
Occasionally.
times you don't.
Occasionally you see new walnut orchards, but
Yeah.
not very often.
No, not even.
I think it's been supplanted by olive oil because olive oil is so popular and it's a really nice product that they grow here and it consumes less water, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, it
We
takes
can go,
less water.
sorry, we can go back to EVs. I didn't think it's.
We have no idea. It's at least 14 years old. We have one in our front yard. We bought a semi-rural property and we had already, bought the thing before we realized, oh my God, there's a walnut tree. I felt like all my dreams had been fulfilled.
That's great.
Yeah.
Very good.
True.
I know.
Okay, back to EVs.
No. Do you drive an EV?
Yes, I have a Chevy Bolt.
Oh, a Bolt.
Bolt.
A Bolt.
Bolt,
Okay,
yes.
another Bolt. Yeah. How do you like your Bolt?
She's great. I have range anxiety, which is something I deal with, but,
So what's the range on the Volt?
I mean, it's
I'm not sure.
pretty high. It's, over 250. I
Okay.
don't remember the exact, it's like 280.
Okay,
But
that's good.
I commute to Folsom every day from Davis.
Okay.
And so basically even though I try to drive as conservatively as possible, but just the fact that most of it's on a freeway, it means that and I do the sneaky thing on campus that they're not gonna let me do. I charge my car for free, every weekend on campus.
Oh, nice.
And so, but even with that, I basically run out of charge on like by Wednesday afternoon. So like I can, on a full battery,
Yeah.
I can get myself back and forth to Folsom 2.5 times. But so
On
it's
full charge.
one full charge, which is still that's still really good. But
That is excellent.
yeah.
What are your charging opportunities? Do you have home charging?
Yeah, with the energy prices are so bad right now, it's actually cheaper for me to go to a fast charger or to go to a level 2 charger that I pay for.
Easy.
Yeah, because of the whole tiered system of if I charge at home and even if I were to just charge that difference, so like I charge full on a weekend for free and I do it at home. I actually get to the next category and then my overall energy bill for the house is higher. So I have to check my PG&E thing, are we reaching the cap? It's like, well, we can't not run the AC overnight. Sometimes we need the refrigerator. You have to do these trade-offs.
Have that recall to worry.
Yeah, but I don't have a solar power on my house.
That makes all the difference. I can't charge my car and have the solar panels in real time. But I can get half of the energy going into the car's battery from the solar panels. And so I'm only getting half of it from PG&E. And then over the course of the year, we added extra panels and we make more energy in a year than we use, including charging at home. So,
Wow, that's great.
yeah, it is.
That's really good.
We have batteries too.
Yeah, home storage batteries.
Oh, that's
Sweet.
outstanding. Yeah, good for you.
Mhm.
That's really good.
Well, we are on a domestic well. If the power goes off, we don't have water, so that was the incentive for getting home batteries. But
Yeah.
they're wonderful.
So related to PG&E, we're all PG&E customers probably. Is there a more economical plan to be under with them? Because I think I'm NEEM, what is it, NEEM 2 or something, right?
Can you talk real prices?
But-
So then it's.
But they have different levels, right? I think there are different categories.
Yeah.
Have you researched which one is more economical for folks?
I did research that because there's an EV specific, or I think there are 2 EV specific ones.
Right.
I basically the high the higher charge rate period for just energy consumption, that window is much larger. And I think that is a deal breaker for my husband.
Oh,
So you would, I think if you're whatever the regular plan, it's from 4 to 9.
4 to midnight, I think.
I think that's because you're on the EV plan. The rest of the population, I think.
4 to
No,
9.
Yeah, 4. Okay, I think it's okay. Well, 4 to 9.
That's the peak hours, yeah.
Those are peak hours.
For a time of use.
Time of use, yeah.
Okay.
So, don't run your dishwasher during that, don't do your laundry during that time, don't do all those things.
Right.
But, basically, if you have one of the EV plans, the hour starts earlier and it ends later. So
where they charge you more?
Yeah.
So there's a longer period where you pay more.
But your overall rate is lower.
Oh.
So it's sneaky. So it's the time that you're at home, you get charged more, and I'm like, I don't know, that's a tough trade-off. Yeah, so anyway, it was, I will probably eventually have to switch to that plan, because once UC Davis actually starts charging on the weekend for people to charge your car,
Yeah, sure.
the calculus will be very different.
Yeah, sure.
PG&E is evil.
I agree.
They
How many
really are.
kilowatt do you
Perfect.
need per day?
I agree.
They're in business to.
I should know that.
Because from 9 till 6 in the morning, that's, you could maybe even work with a level.
Yeah.
That's
Charge.
true.
Yeah,
No, that's true.
This is just anecdotal, but you know, over the past like 6 months, it feels like the conversations I've had with people, you know, regarding EVs or just home efficiency have been coupling solar and batteries, home battery storage together. And I think people are starting to conceptualize as them not as like separate systems, but as like one system. And, you know,
It's a wonderful thing.
yeah.
And if your power goes out, your solar will charge your battery. And, you know, depending on the size of your battery or the size of your solar panels, you could go for months if the weather were sunny
Oh, yeah.
without ever having to use any grid power.
Yeah.
It feels really, if I want to run my dishwasher at 8 o'clock at night, it feels really good to think I'm not stressing the grid by doing this. Not just I'm not paying a lot of money, but I'm not causing anybody else any grief by doing it. And yeah, it feels good.
It even fits better with, excuse me, it even fits better with the rate plan you were referring to,
Yeah.
Sarah. You know, keep your windows smaller, therefore your batteries can power your larger appliances during that window.
Yeah.
Which recharge, you know, in the morning up to 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And you don't have Tesla power walls, right? You have other batteries?
Yeah, it's by a company called Franklin. Are you familiar with Repower YOLO?
Yes, yes.
They, we go to them for all our energy needs and questions, and they
sold us our solar panels too.
yeah, they brokered them, right?
Right,
They
they
don't sell
broke
them
them.
themselves.
Right.
They suggested Franklin batteries, which are the lithium iron phosphate batteries, not which I think the power walls are straight lithium ion, and they are bigger. They're less energy dense, but they degrade less. But if it's on your car, it matters how energy dense they are, right? If it's hanging on the wall of your garage, yeah, who cares? And they have better durability for recharge cycles without degrading, and you can drain them lower without harming the battery compared to the lithium ion. We've been very, very happy with them.
Nice. That's good to know.
You know, Sacramento region is getting a sodium ion battery plant. It's in development.
Sodium ion.
Sodium ion, yeah, apparently similar to what you were saying, Barbara, it's more stable, less energy dense, less fire prone as well. We had actually
Did we take a tour of that place? Cool.
Yeah, some time ago.
Yeah, it's out in some warehouse in Sacramento. No, maybe I'm thinking of something different.
maybe it was, I don't think I was involved when that happened.
Oh, it was Sac EV. They
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but they demonstrated these new batteries.
As I'm talking with the people from Europe about getting the next prototype sea salt battery. Version number 5.
Oh, wow.
That I would like to test and build a battery of, I don't mind. just start building myself if they allow me, and take it from there.
They're on prototype 5 already.
This is,
That's
yes,
good,
the one that you saw with me, that is number 4,
yeah. Okay.
and it's in fact too small. The energy density, of course, is low of the solar batteries, but let me say, in over half a year, I've not been able to damage the cell that I've been testing, but I have been able to damage 2 cells.
Oh.
And that is what I had to find out why it happened. And it's very simple now afterwards. Sodium batteries can change the polar, the plus and minus. And when that happens, the battery dies much faster.
Interesting.
So I didn't know that. They had not experienced that. So, but now I'm looking forward to getting to the next steps.
Seems like a key piece of data.
Pardon?
A key piece of data there about the polarization switching.
Yes, I can't. And when the 24-volt battery started failing after half a year, and it got worse and worse. And then I said, what to do? How to measure what the cause is? And then I went back to 1 cell, couldn't damage it, and I went back to a series of cells. And with a series of cells, suddenly 6 cells switched pole. And when I started testing that with 2 cells, I learned that the switching of poles is fatal to the cells.
Sure.
I lost now in half a year maybe 50% of capacity after pole switch.
That's a lot, 50%.
Oh yes, that is a lot. And
Wow.
they had done tests in the lab, 64,000 cycles, and had insignificant capacity loss. So there must be something very particular about this. That's the only reason why I continue. And since nobody can tell me how to do a good job in my life. Yes, no professor of UC Davis, of my home university in Germany, where I studied. Nobody seems to know what they are doing. And that's very serious. That's very serious.
Yeah.
So, and I'm looking forward at starting to do a good job in my life, and this card may go into that direction. It's not nice for you, but you can.
Oh, I got it.
You passed it out.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody coming? No. Oh, doggy, come. You take care of all. Don't let us get
We're almost at time, about 7 minutes. But this is a great discussion.
Yeah.
Sitting around.
For when we got here at 6 o'clock, Brandon was here, and that was it. And I thought, oh wow, this is gonna be a short meeting. So turned out to be good discussions.
Yes, yes, thank you all.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Yeah, yeah.
Of course.